Hello. Welcome to another edition of Future Shapers, where I chat to women in sport. Today I'm joined by a very special guest. Sylvia is here to tell us a little bit about the sport that she does, but I bet you don't guess what it is. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm fine, how are you?
I'm very good, thank you very much. So a little bit of a mystery now with your. Can you give us any clues as to what the sport is that you do?
There's not many women doing it.
Okay.
It's very popular within men.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a combat sport.
Okay.
I'll say that. That's not too much.
Okay. Let me know what do you do?
I do.
Boxing.
Yes.
My life. Okay. So now I'm quite scared. You don't put the gloves on. Keep them to one side. I suspect that most people do not guess what it is that you do sports-wise.
No.
Do you think that a lot of people are quite shocked when you tell them?
They are, especially when I go somewhere new that people don't know me, and when they ask me what do you do in your free time, they just open their eyes and were like, oh my god, what about your face?
Is that the main thing they're concerned about, your face?
Yeah.
Because you are very pretty.
Thank you.
So I think that possibly, boxers are not generally associated with being pretty. You look at the men boxers and they all have smashed faces, don't they? Is that something that you were worried about though when you took it up? Really?
Never thought about it this way, no.
Okay. How long have you been boxing for?
About 3 years.
That's not that long.
No.
What made you do it?
Being in a bad relationship.
Oh, you wanted to punch it?
Yeah, no, just to take it out somewhere.
Okay.
And I thought, well, I've always wanted to do something within a sport, combat sport, but none of my ex-partners liked the idea.
Oh, okay.
So
did you have any kind of sporting activity before this? Did you?
I used to dance, but it was just for myself. I was dancing, and I've tried a little bit boxing, but just as an exercise for fitness-wise, and that's it.
Okay. So from a mental health point of view, you thought, I'm going to do this, get rid of some of this pent-up aggression, get rid of some of my frustrations, and then ended up loving it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So where do you train?
I used to train at Rock Combat in Wakefield, but just about a week ago I moved to Batley Dickie's gym where Josh Warrington trains as well.
A little bit of an idol perhaps. Okay, so your family, when you told them you were going to be a boxer, what did they say to that?
My dad really liked the idea.
Okay.
Because he used to box when he was younger, but he never got anywhere. It was just because his friends were doing it, so he thought I might give it a go as well. But my mum didn't like it, and I remember when she went to my first fight, she was just sat there with her head down and just praying everything would be fine. So yeah.
What was that like? That first? I mean, obviously you train, you do some sparring, But what? I don't think anything can prepare you for that first proper fight. What was it like?
You can't describe the feeling. It was just everything at once. I was proper scared, nervous. I just, when I was walking out to the ring, I didn't want to go in there. So I was just like doing a step forward or backwards. But yeah, I got there and I cannot remember anything at all from that fight. Nothing.
And I presume that's not because you got knocked out.
No. Never did.
So, I mean, what was that? Just like the focus on what you were supposed to do?
I think so. I think it was the focus and the fear at the same time. Because obviously not everyone likes to get hit.
Yeah. I would be one of those people. This is why you're not putting the gloves on. We're not doing a demonstration.
No, not today. So, yeah, I think it was the focus and the fear and the pressure as well. Because obviously everyone were watching and you wanted to win, but sometimes it doesn't work the way you want to, and sometimes the experience not letting you as well. So yeah,
I mean, it must be quite difficult. I mean, if you're in a team sport and it doesn't quite go the way you want it, you have teammates to support you, and
Definitely.
you're all in that same situation. As an individual athlete, if that doesn't go how you expect, how do you pick yourself up from that?
That's the bit. It's mental thing that you've got to overcome. My ex-coach always said, in a football there is 11 of them. So one person kicks the ball and can run around for a few minutes, get the breath back and stuff. But as a boxer, you're there on your own.
Yeah.
And yeah, you've got to give everything from yourself to make sure you get the result you want as well. And I had a session with a sports psychologist, and he told me once, because Sylvia, your coach is your eyes and you're the hands. So you need to see what needs to be done, and you need to do it.
That's interesting. That's almost taking the onus off you a little bit.
Yeah.
So you kind of step away and listen to what to do.
That's why it's important to listen the corner person.
When you're in the ring, though, you see that corner person shouting. Do you ever hear what they're saying? Because I can imagine it's so noisy.
Yeah. Well, it depends. I've got fights that I I could hear everything that my coach was shouting. I could see the frustration when I was not doing it. And
That's worse.
Yeah, when you see, oh my God, I'm sorry. And I used to have fights that I just couldn't focus on his voice, and I couldn't get it into my head.
And
So,
which was worse, seeing him frustrated or not being able to see him?
I think seeing him frustrated.
Yeah, I can imagine that.
Yeah.
I can imagine that.
Everything he shouted, I wanted to do it, but something somewhere there didn't allow me to do the shot that he was shouting to me.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
How much time do you spend on the technical aspect of boxing? Because obviously there's an awful lot of fitness that goes on behind. You've got to be able to endure those rounds.
Yeah.
And it is very intense.
It is, yeah.
But technically, how much time do you spend on that?
Within training. When I used to train in Wakefield, I used to have 3 sessions in a group and 3 individual sessions a week. So within those sessions, we were concentrating on technique.
Right.
So we were trying to get the bad habits out and then put the correct movements in.
So it's 3 sessions of technique and 3 sessions of just standard fitness.
Yeah.
That's quite intense.
It is. Loving it.
I suppose you'd have to, though, because that's quite a commitment as well, isn't it?
Definitely.
I mean, presuming you work.
Yeah, I do.
So full-time work?
Yes.
So full-time work and very full-time training. There isn't a lot of time for anything else.
I don't have time at all. During a week, it's really hard to even get a time for my partner. Bless him, he cooks for me as well, so that takes the time off me. He waits everything for me because I got to wait my meals and every ingredients and that. So yeah, so that takes a bit of pressure off me as well. So
that's like having your own personal chef. I love
it. Yeah. So yeah, that allows me to come home, get changed, go training, come back, sit on my bike, do some cycling, shower in bed.
Does he train as well? Does he enjoy it?
He just does just gym.
Normal gym?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so he's not into boxing himself?
No, I've tried to get him. Once I remember the gym was free because my coach was away, and I took him into training. I said, come into ring with me. Well, sorry, you just not punch my face. I was like, come on, I know. Well, no, they'll be talking. I was like, oh, really?
He was probably worried you were going to show him up.
Yeah.
But it's lovely that he supports you, though.
Yeah,
because that is
definitely.
such a gruelling schedule.
Yeah.
I don't think you could do it without that.
Not really. No, it's
You'd
important.
be up really early to prep your food, wouldn't you?
Yeah. That, as I said, I spend all day working and training, and adding cooking into it, it'll be another hour. What is it?
When you say you have to weigh your food, is that because you compete in a weight category?
Yeah.
Oh, do you?
That's right, yeah.
Okay, so your weight category, are you currently in that?
Yeah, more or less, yeah. Obviously, December, Christmas.
Yeah. Okay, so you don't have any fights scheduled for Christmas time?
No. Thank God, no.
In terms of that maintenance, though, I mean, do you have to kind of keep somewhere near your weight in case you have a fight?
Yeah. Well, what it is in professional boxing, you do get training camps, obviously, and it should be about 10 to 12 weeks.
Yeah.
So I think this is important to know that you've got this time to get ready.
Yeah.
And prepared, obviously, the weight and the training. So there were times that I was called out, for example, on Thursday, that I've got a fight on Saturday.
Yeah.
Which I was like, oh my God, what now? Like, you know, I don't even know if I'm on weight.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So it wasn't ideal, but I think I got to this point that I've got to take the responsibility for myself.
Yeah.
And I need to know when I am ready, and agree to it.
If you're sort of more in the amateur ranks, is there less kind of onus on you being within the weight? Is it more about somebody needs a fight, this fighter will kind of do?
Yeah, in the lower boxing, when I was fighting, they don't even weigh those there.
Yeah.
So it was like, oh, do you want to fight her? Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
So she's heavier.
Yeah. So you could end up with someone really big.
Yeah.
To have as an opponent. Yeah. That's crazy.
So it wasn't so really looked at.
So you're now technically a professional boxer.
Yes.
Okay. That must be quite an amazing thing.
It is.
The pride to go with that.
It
I mean,
is.
did you ever think that would happen?
No. The funniest thing is, I walked into Boxercise to start off. Yeah.
Okay, really?
And my coach looks at me, don't you want to try boxing? I was like, can I? Like, no. It was, yeah, Sylvia, you've got a big heart. You can try, just give it a go. So I went into a class full of men and I thought, what am I doing here?
Yeah.
I couldn't even skip on the skipping rope. I was like, oh my God, I was so shy. I stood there in a corner trying to skip on that rope. Yeah, but I got there within 3 years. I became professional.
So Boxercise to professional boxer in 3 years. That must be something. You need a certificate or something like that. That's crazy.
Yeah, it is. And people look at me saying, wow, how did you do it? And obviously, I wouldn't do it without my coach, without my ex-coach. But yeah, he pushed me really hard to it. He trained me well, and yeah, we got where we are, where I am.
What are your career, sports-wise, aspirations? Where do you want to be going from here?
I've been asked that many times, and I've always said that time will show.
Yeah.
I wish I could fight for titles.
Yeah.
And I never said I won't be. But people say, oh, what about family? What about babies? I'm not in rush into that. I said I do want to concentrate on boxing first, see where that will take me. And obviously I gave myself a time frame when I can fight up until.
Yep.
And yeah, and I said...
How many years do you have left on that time frame?
5, 7, 8.
It keeps changing.
No, about 8, maximum of 8 years of boxing.
Okay. And is that just your personal preference, or is it something that actually the sport is more difficult the older you get?
I bet it's more difficult when you get older, and I see when people retiring from boxing, even like when you look at the famous people saying, oh, more punches to head you get, then it's more, dangerous for your health, for yourself. And yeah, I just think if I give myself 7, 8 years, that will be the best time to stop and just to have a family and concentrate on that then. And yeah, but then I saw some women having their babies within the sport career, but then I think that will put me off a little bit, if you know what I mean.
It's difficult to come back, isn't it? I mean, Jess Ennis did very well. She went away, had children, and came back amazingly.
Yeah.
I mean, her career was great, but the physicality of what you do, it might not let you to do that. Yeah. And of course, having children can have its own complications, can't it? But okay, so 8 years. Your children then, if and when you have children, will have a professional boxer as a mum.
Yeah.
Do you think that you'd encourage them?
Definitely.
Would you?
Yeah. I see that, even talking about kids, my nephew just got into boxing. I remember the first time I took him, he started crying, and I just took him outside, shook him a little bit. I'm like, come on man, I took you here, I've wasted my time, you're not leaving now, you need to do it. So my coach was like, Sylvia, calm down, just get him into the ring, play with him, and see what happens then. And I can tell that his behaviour has changed since he started doing this. He's only 7, but he became a bit more, I won't say grown up, because he's still a child, but he's a bit more responsible for things that he does.
Yeah.
So, and I think it is really good thing for little ones to do. And I said to my mum, I said, if I'm gonna have a, even a daughter, I will push her towards doing something like that, because I think it's a great opportunity for kids to get some responsibility for themselves as well within the sport.
It's an awful lot of skills that you learn from any sport, but I mean, in boxing you have discipline, you have the fitness, the mental aspect of it. In terms of using those outside of the sport, actually it would be a really good commodity for children.
Yeah, definitely.
And I mean, confidence-wise, if you're stepping into a ring and even sparring with somebody, that takes a lot of guts to do that.
Oh yeah. Sometimes I got into a ring like bigger girls, about 2 stone heavier, and I thought, oh my god, what am I doing here? But I smashed them to bits. I was like, wow,
So what's your record? What do you have?
I only had one professional fight. It was in Malta, and it wasn't to my favour. Unfortunately, but the fight was really good, and it should be a draw, I think, and my coach thinks. But when you're fighting away, you've got to take that in mind, that obviously if you're not going to knock them down, or you're not going to be best for 3 rounds, then you're not going to get a...
It is difficult, and it is a little bit subjective, I suppose. If it's not a straight knockout, you can't categorically say. But because obviously it's done on points, isn't it?
Yeah. And bearing in mind, I never knew she was a southpaw. So walking out to a ring, my manager turned around and goes, Sylvia, she's left-handed, is she? Is she? So obviously if you're getting prepared for a fight, if she's a southpaw, that means she stands closer to you, and you've got to prepare a bit different way than to a proper fighter.
Do you find that actually you don't have as much access to that kind of information? In terms of like watching your opponent in another fight, so you can prepare.
It also, I think it depends of the promoter, of coach and the manager. I've never been shown like my opponents. I had to ask for them.
Right.
I had to watch myself. There were times when we watched the girls and that, but sometimes I was trying to hide it.
Is that because they felt that you would be better not knowing, like going into it and thinking, oh no, now I've got confidence? Because you don't want to watch it and go, oh no. Do you?
I think that's why my coach was scared.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, what if she does this? I think she's better. And then I start analysing, and that puts me off a little bit. But when I walked into it and I thought, oh yeah, I can do it, I can deal with it, then I think that was his purpose of hiding the opponents.
But I mean, technicals, you would need to know, kind of.
Yeah, definitely,
Left, hand, right, hand, be kind of useful.
I wasn't well prepared for that first professional fight, but
next time, draw a line, move on.
As I said, I'm in a new gym, and I hopefully will be looked at.
I have a question I want to ask. What is your walkout music?
I had a few ones, but lately I am using a Champion, Kerry Underwood.
I know that, yeah.
So I found it. You can transfer it into your life as well, same as into a boxing, and I found it really motivating song. And as I'm walking out, I've got goosebumps, and I'm just feeling great.
So that's what you want.
Yeah,
that's brilliant. Okay, so when you haven't got a fight lined up?
No, not yet.
So you hoping to fight next year?
Yeah.
Okay, will it be in the UK?
I presume it will be. As I said, it all depends on the promoter. But I hope you will be, so my family and friends will get to see it.
Make sure you let us know when that is.
Will do.
I'd love to come and watch. I would like to watch, not be in the ring.
Yeah.
Just so you know that.
Fine.
It's been brilliant chatting to you. Thank you so much for sharing your story. It's been great.
Thank you.
If you want to contact us about this or anything else you've seen, our contact details are on the screen. I'm Emma Kirk. Goodbye for now.
Bye.